This work? I guess we're gonna see. Oh, where is my phone? Now's the time, I guess, we see if this thing works or not. Looks like it's working. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, the lighting on the B camera is a little funky. I'm still I'm still figuring this out. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to do a walk cycle with Link, see how that goes. I'm a little ill prepared for it, so this is really going to be kind of a test run. But you know, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, or trying to get some animation on this figure for a while. So now I'd like to figure out what exactly it takes to do that. Link looks fresh. Hola, amigo. Hola. How's it going? All right. Start with that. All right, we're just gonna do a real simple walk cycle. Well, Jamie, thanks for stopping by for as long as you could. I know it's not much, but hope you enjoyed it. Or well, I guess you're not leaving just yet. So you know, why am I looking at my light when I'm speaking? What I wanted there. How bad does that look? Great work on ERB's newest video. Thank you. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Yeah, it sounds like Forrest was sitting on it for a few months. I'm glad it turned out as well as it did. Ooh, that's not good. Yo, what's up? I really don't know I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with this one. It looks fine. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, he's just going to be walking in place. He's not walking towards anything. I'm a big fan of the way the torso kind of. Oh crap. Yeah. I think I'm. It's actually looking kind of closer. Weirdly enough. I gotta stop hitting the thing. I don't use a 16:9 when I animate. Sometimes I do. In this case, because this is just a test animation, I don't feel like I feel like I need to. Yeah, this is literally just going to be a quick walk cycle. Nothing fancy. The skateboard video you made was quite epic. Thank you. I got a couple more skate videos on TikTok. Damn it! I got a few more of those on TikTok. And I have a couple other ideas I want to try and do. Yeah, little did anybody know Andy could be such a deft little skater. Sorry, I haven't taken this frame yet. I'm not really happy with it just yet. That's better. There we go. Dope. Yeah. This Figma is a character I've been wanting to animate for a long time now. I've had him for at least a couple of years. Just haven't had the opportunity or the motivation to really do much with him. But hopefully that'll change soon. Or obviously I'm doing something now. Okay, I'm a little tilted. Bit of head action on there. Andy being a skater, bro, that sounds promising. Yeah, actually, if you check out my TikTok, just look up Mind Game Studios on TikTok. There's a few animations of Andy skating. And what I want to do is I want to try and compile them into some sort of a compilation, do some sort of a Lego skate video with like Ben being the videographer or something. I think I don't know. There's I have a bunch of really short, like clip-like stuff that I would love to be able to upload to YouTube. Just I know that's not really quite the content that YouTube likes. I know that people who subscribe to YouTube kind of expect longer form stuff. So it's a bit of a complicated place. That's good enough. Alright, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not even really trying. I'm a little ill-equipped. I'm not a big fan of my rigging right now. Close. Hey Maximum, how's it going? That's a little more like it. Yeah, all right. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, I was afraid of that. Not a whole lot I can do with that hand. That's all right. All right, that's all right. No worries. A little bit of a reset here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5. Watch him bump the camera in, boy. You thought I was gonna bump the camera? Who do you think I am? Somebody who bumps cameras? I'm just kidding. I bump the camera all the time. kind of amateur do you take me for? Still got a lot of work to do, but at least we were able to more or less set up or reset the positioning here. How's that look? It's close. It's really close. I'd like to get maybe a little more subtlety on this movement here. I'm not really sure what to do about this arm. This arm is giving me a little grief. Hey, I accidentally pressed enter. Hang on. Yo, hey. Maybe there is something to this whole YouTube streaming thing. And here I was breaking my back on a well, not really, but here I was breaking my back on a trying to get Twitch going. No, I mostly use Twitch for games anyway, so no real matter. So I should probably start just streaming animation stuff to YouTube and just keep Twitch strictly for games. Whoa, it's Mind Game Studios. I know, it's me, right? hey, how's it going? This arm's fooling with me. Hey, big fan. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, well, now the arm's starting to look a little better, but now I'm getting a weird little funk on the upper torso here, so we're gonna have to do something about that. Real subtle, real ginger touch. That's what it's all about. It's close, real close. All right. Alrighty. Should I buy the Bricker add-on? If you are good with Blender, absolutely. If you know your way around Blender and want to utilize it for Lego animation, absolutely, I would recommend Bricker. Not only is the developer a good friend of mine, Mr. Chris Gearhart, but I've seen it in action, and it can do some pretty dang spectacular stuff. All right, that's good enough. I've been stuck on that frame for long enough. All right. A Quarantine Days video hosts were some of the funniest things I've ever seen. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy and proud of how the Quarantine Days series came out. I mean, that was a dream come true. And I'm so happy and proud of just how much community involvement it got. It went so far beyond what I possibly imagined it could be. And yeah, that was, you know, for all the craziness and all the terrible things that 2020 has brought. That was like not only just a highlight of the year, but like a highlight of like, my life. I know that's one of the proudest projects I've ever been a part of. Yeah. Everybody did a great job, and just it made editing so easy. Anything that fig should be hard. It is a little bit, and I gotta be honest, my rig setup is not what I wish it was. I wish I had a the armature was a bit more firmly attached to it, but I'm kind of making do. It's a little difficult, and I feel like if I could probably convince Nathan to rig something better for this if I were really serious about wanting to animate it. Yeah, right now I'm just doing a little test run just to see what's possible, and also really this is more of an excuse to test out YouTube streaming. Where did I get those stands? Those are Helping Hands. So you can find them on Amazon. Pretty much any kind of soldering Helping Hands. The one in the back, the yellow one, that's also a soldering Helping Hand, but it's got 4 different arms on it. Pray that I don't bump the camera. Thank you. I appreciate it. Knowing me, it's entirely possible I will still. And this arm just gave me a little bit of grief, but I might be able to. How's that? Yeah, that's pretty. I can almost claim this frame just there. Just like, okay, so the arm was doing this thing where it was kind of moving in and out of the. Well, now it's not moving at all. Easy, pal. Okay. Bro, this is just amazing. Thank you. Those guys, this is the guys behind the studio. Your videos are really underrated, especially from early videos from a decade ago. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for having watched me for that long. Good damn, it's almost hard to believe. Yeah, and when I say the guys behind the studio, it's pretty much just me. Nathan and some other people help out once in a while, but it pretty much is just a me thing. The studio part is really more for just kind of be fancy and official about it. Looks pretty good. Oh. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Thank you. The Cleaners is by Forlorn Creatures. Yeah, he did a great job on that. No, that was me and Nate. That was me and Nathan. The Cleaners was me. Forlorn did the SCP animation, and he did the SCP and he did the Minecraft Creepers. How did I do it? That's a loaded question. That's a big question with a lot of parts to that answer. All right. They are called helping hands, and yeah, they're really helpful. Only problem is the structure of them. Their integrity is not very good, especially the clamp hands. They fall off. They fall off very easily, so that's something you have to sort of be mindful of and watch out for when working with them. And also, what I like to do, what I've done, what Nathan introduced me to, was you super glue them to the tops of what are called what are called 1, 2, 3 blocks. What I do is I super glue them to the top of them, because these are basically just a metal weight, so it gives a little bit of extra strength and stability to the helping hand, especially when you're holding stuff up that can potentially tip it over. Whenever I do stop motion, I have to really hope your muscle doesn't spasm because your genetic hypermobility. Oof. Yeah, that seems like it would be a bit of an inconvenience, especially in the realm of stop motion. Hopefully it hasn't impacted it too much. Let's see. Oh, this frame is really close. I can feel it. I can feel it. I love how I get all this handy info a few minutes into the stream. Yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to talk shop, and I love talking about my process. So yeah, it's my pleasure. Is this 15 FPS? Yes, it is. You can tell because the little indicator right here in Dragon Frame. Nope. Almost had it, but then I lost it. Dragon Frame, but I never use it because I don't connect to any of my cameras. I hope to use it though. You ought to. I hope you get the opportunity to. It is. I would say it's probably the industry standard in stop motion, and for a very good reason. Sorry you don't have a camera that works for you. Maybe you want to invest in like a cheap, or well, not a cheap, but relatively speaking, a webcam or something like. I use the like I have a couple of Logitech C920s, and they work just fine. If you're not trying to find a camera or you're trying to find a camera that's also not gonna completely break your bank like a DSLR will. Nothing against DSLRs. Obviously, I shoot with one, but I know that there's a difference between hobby animating and professional animating. One of them is a cache sync. Is 24 my preferred? Nope. Honestly, I came up with 15 a second, so that's pretty much my go-to default. I have animated in 24 before, and for certain puppets, I do prefer it. With Lego, I think 15 is like anywhere from 12 to 15 is like the good happy medium between the quality of the movement, the amount of effort required to make it work, and just how good Lego looks at those speeds. Nothing against 24 frames a second. It's a lot of work for a character that's about yay tall. Some people can do it, power to them. It's not really for me. You know what? I'm gonna push you one last time. Right, that's good enough. You thought cleaners was 24. I will take that as a compliment. No, cleaners was 15. But thank you, appreciate it. You're definitely getting there. This figure is kind of fighting against me a bit. Cleaners has such a nice look, though. Well, here's the secret. Frame rate does not denote smoothness. Frame rate denotes the speed of the film, but if you can't animate to it properly, it's gonna look really, really bad. So the higher the frame rate does not always translate to the higher quality, or the quality of the animation. Make it Back to School Nightmare updated version. I would if I were still in school. I haven't been in school since 2013 though. It's a little past my my personal area of interest. Yeah, maybe I can make it a flashback episode when Andy's in high school or getting ready for college or something. If I've done 24, have I done 23, 9, 7, 6? Yeah, I mean they're basically the same thing. They really only matter in the editing. I feel like I never animate specifically to 23, 9, 7, 6. I always animate to a whole number. I don't know if that's like if there's any wisdom in that or not. It just seems like it makes life a whole lot easier. Yeah, but I mean, most of the time I don't even really need to export 23.976. That's only for like very specific purposes. And at that point, like 24 is so close to it that like it doesn't really, the differences are like negligible in the edit most of the time. Okay, no, hang on. All right, let's. Oh. Yeah, they're obviously gonna have to do something about that. Yeah, kind of fighting against his armatures a little bit here. It'd be nice to throw in some music, although I don't know what the state of copyright is these days. What's even an NTSC for? Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain this. I don't know like the complete specifics of it, but here goes. NTSC and PAL refer to something involving like the way video aspect ratios are played in America, or North America rather, versus the rest of the world. Again, I don't know the specifics of it, but I know NTSC is specific to North America, and PAL is to Europe and everywhere else, I believe. Again, I don't know the specifics of it, but all I know is that like a video has to be encoded in a certain way in order to be playable in a format that like works for like Europe. Like you can't buy a PAL encoded DVD and play it on an NTSC North American DVD player. You have to play it on a European one. Same goes for NTSC to PAL. I don't know why that is. It's probably similar to like the American standard versus metrics. Maybe we just like to have our own format just because we're America, or I don't know. I can't answer that, but that's, as far as I know, that's more or less the basic gist of the difference between NTSC and PAL. Yeah, I think that's something to do with it. I think it has something to do with those frame rates. Will I play Cyberpunk 2077? Possibly. If I do, I need to wait to update my graphics card, because the one I have will absolutely not play it. I also hear the game is going to be a little strobe lighty, so that's a little bit of a concern. But I might just go for it anyways, because it looks pretty massive. It looks quite literally epic in scale, so it might be one of those things I have to try at least once, 25, yeah, 25 frames a second is PAL. That is correct. And here, look at me distracting myself again. Okay. This one's a hot mess here. He's falling. I can tell he's falling. He wants to fall off the armature. That's good enough for me. What the point of decimal frame rates is? Oh, yeah, you know what? That's also a really excellent question. To be completely honest with you, I think I have absolutely no idea. It might have to do, if I had a chance to guess, it might have to do with like frame rates not ever really being exact for a good chunk of like cinema's life. Back in the old days, they had to manually hand crank the film speed, and then with like early days of television, there's a lot of analog programming, and I'm sure that it was probably pretty imprecise. Of course, I have no idea. Like I'm just talking out of my ass here, but that's my educated guess, is that because video resolutions and frame rates and what have you has been a pretty imprecise science since video and film has been around. But, okay. All right, coming up on the end here. Why the heck do we still use NTSC? You're asking the wrong person. I have no idea. If it were up to me, like, I don't know, I feel like there wouldn't be any of these weird decimal point. Talk to Nathan Wells too. He has a lot to say about all this. But yeah, if it were up to me, there wouldn't be like those weird decimal pointy frame rates. Everything would just be a nice, flat, even number. Very easy to work with. I don't know why. Yeah, and everything would run off the same like system. Like why? I don't know why there's NTSC PAL. Probably economic reasons. Whatever, I didn't make the rules. I didn't invent it. I just have to abide by them, which at least in the realm of video. It's okay. Figured that was going to happen. Don't start failing me now. Come on. Let's see how bad we are here. What thickness of armature wire do I use? I have a couple of different grades. Oh, sorry. I got a couple of different grades. For this one, I'm using a really thin grade. I don't know the exact number, but I'm using a thin grade, and I've wrapped it around itself for extra strength. Oh, okay. Oh, Gus. What's up, man? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure the exact thickness of it, but all I know is it's thin grade, but yeah, it's double wrapped. I saw that once. I think it was in an old brick film. It was an old Spider-Man brick film, the Peril of Doc Ock. They used that for Spider-Man's web. Oof. Okay, we got some work to do. Probably a little much on the turn there. Yeah. Here much. Do I have any cool alternatives with onion skinning for DSLR, or can I still use Monkey Jam? Well, to be honest, I kind of hate onion skinning, so my alternative to onion skinning is to just not use it. And I used Monkey Jam for years before eventually transitioning to Dragon Frame. If it weren't for the fact that it hasn't been updated in over 15 years, yeah, it's a great program. I'm assuming it's still probably a great program if it even runs on modern operating systems, but yeah, I've never been a big fan of onion skinning, and I know that's sacrilege to a lot of people, but I prefer to step through my frames rather than have them overlaid, because the overlay it messes me up visually, and I don't feel like I get a good feel for what the actual flow of the movement looks like. If I'm manually stepping through the frames, I get a better feel for it. Okay. Link's doing a little shuffle dance right there. Yeah, Scout's honor. I've never been a big fan of onion skinning personally. It runs well, just crashes on Windows 10. Yeah, that's what I figured. Like I said, the program hasn't been updated in over a decade. I wouldn't expect it to be very stable. Yeah, Gus, you feel me? Yeah, it works for some people. Power to them. Just not me. That's good. That works for me. Come on. Always use Logitech webcam software, but onion skinning feels kind of helpful time to time. Hey, you know, like I said, if it works for you, it works for you. Will there ever be a Cleaners Part 2? Yes, there will. Yes, there will. We are working on it. And we are, and believe me, we are very, very excited to be. Come on. We're so close to finishing here. Let's just work with me here, please. But yes, I would like to confirm that the Cleaners Part 2 is in fact in active production. Good to see you working on something again. Hey, Paul. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Close. All right, we're getting closer. Little bit on this arm here. There we go. Moving back to Quarantine Days discussion, how did I plan that? Because I kept seeing episodes come out, but I never figured out how to make a film for it. Okay, so what I did was I announced it over Instagram and Twitter. I tried to make get it as big and get the word out as much as I could there. But yeah, so I mostly announced it over Instagram and Twitter, and I basically just announced, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm making, like Lego, think Lego Robot Chicken. I'm looking for clips, any and all clips, just short, sweet, funny, dramatic, anything you want. Just send it my way, and I'm going to put it together into a thing. Yeah, and that was basically the whole process, and it was kind of a thing where like you had to sort of like have heard about it, I guess, and like I did everything I could to try and get the word out about it. Although I guess I didn't really make a YouTube announcement. Maybe if I ever do a season 2, I'll do that. But yeah, and then what I did was I made a separate email account for all the Quarantine Days submissions, and that was my way that I helped myself to organize, keep everything organized, because I didn't give my personal email. Yeah, and then I kept everything in a spreadsheet, everything from like directors' names to like the titles of the films, descriptions, length, links to channels and other social media. Just I did everything to kind of inventorize all the submissions, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, and also nationality, because I was really interested to see the reach that Quarantine Days could get. You don't have Insta or Twitter. That's a shame. Okay, so yeah, if I ever do a season 2 of QD, I'll make an announcement on YouTube as well. On you submitted the Spider-Man clips, right? Because no, you submitted one, like the one Spider-Man one, the Far From Home, the Homecoming, and the then the Homestuck one. Yeah, no, that was excellent. Yeah, that was a great clip. I was so excited to get that one from you. Oh, there goes me getting distracted myself again. Did I take this clip? This frame? Yes, I did. Wait a minute. Did I do it? Nah. I can do one more. I might actually be down to do a second season sometime, especially if. Well, I might be down to do a second season, especially now that the first time it's down. Now that having done it once already, I'm a little better prepared for knowing how to manage it a second time around. So yeah, I don't know. It could be a lot of fun if I get a free month or two. But yeah, no, if that option is always on the table. Man, just a matter of timing, I suppose. Wasn't a huge fan of that last frame. I think I'm gonna try it again. I didn't like the way his foot was kind of stuck in that one spot. Zelda is walking. Oh yeah, Zelda is my favorite. Zelda is the best character. Is this animation going to loop? Yes, it will. This is just going to be a real simple walk cycle. And honestly, not even that great of a one, but like I said, this is really more of a test for YouTube streaming than actually animating right now. Thank you. I see a few little hitches where it could be improved, but I think I need a better rigging system to make that happen. Yeah, so I'd rank it I'd give it a B. That'd be if I had to grade it. If I had to grade myself here. Frankly, what I'm waiting for is to get this one hairpiece from the Lego Christmas Advent calendar. I'm waiting on this one particular part so I can do this one idea that I had. I want to try and do some. I don't know if anybody played the video game Control, but I'm playing it on Twitch right now, and it's awesome. And I have an idea for a short little Lego Control clip I want to make. Did I ever see your channel? Rapid Actions? No, I have not. I apologize. Would you consider making a full-length film? Absolutely. It's just, you know, those things take a lot of time and money. But I would absolutely be open to making a feature. In fact, that's sort of a minor ambition of mine. Whether it's animated or not. I do use Adobe. Somewhat begrudgingly. I appreciate all their products. I'm not a big fan of the subscription model, but I do understand the business reason for it. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Oh, no. I don't like that. No. My hands are scratched. Yeah, I have a cat. That's his fault. Oh, you're so close. Yeah, I currently use Adobe softwares for editing. I'm waiting to upgrade my computer a little bit so I can eventually learn how to use DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, and I want to also learn Blender. I would like to have a contingency plan for, should all my finances go belly up and I can't afford Creative Cloud anymore, I'd like to at least have some alternative softwares to work with. So I have a copy of Sony Vegas 14 that I don't use, but I have in reserve just in case. But like I said, I would really like to learn how to use DaVinci. I think that was it. Yeah, so what happens? So if I hide this frame, it's okay. Well, it's something. It's not great, but it's a we'll call it Link's speed walking. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Like I said, I think I need a bit more sophisticated of a rig to make this work, but we at least know it's possible, and we know what needs to be done. Thank you, TD Bricks. I use Maya, and I think Blender is a fantastic software. You can make anything in Blender. Yeah, I've seen some really amazing stuff done with Blender, especially with the Chris Gearhart's Bricker app or the plugin rather, Bricker, for all the Lego stuff. Really, really incredible. And it's been a technological blind spot of mine for a little while. So I would like to learn how to use Blender. One of these days, I'm gonna make a Blender donut. How do you do all the technical stuff for the live stream? Oh, I have done a lot of research on that while being in quarantine. So what I have right now is I have okay, so I'm working off of a brand new laptop. I replaced my old work laptop because it was old and crappy, and now I have a much better one. And I have it plugged into a secondary monitor, which is just sitting on top of. I'm just going to take the camera here. Yeah, so my setup is I got my laptop is right here that I work from, and I do all my capture from. This is the secondary monitor that I have Dragon Frame running out of, and right here. Okay, so here I got a whole bunch of USB stuff. So I think one of these is the camera. And then one of these is this powered USB hub. It has to be specifically powered because it doesn't have its own phantom power, but that's where I plug in this web camera, the web camera that's capturing the side B, and I think also my Dragon Frame controller, but I'm not using that right now. But that's how I have 3 cameras going at once. And I am streaming out of Streamlabs. I have spent a lot of time researching how to do all this while in quarantine, so it's been a bit of a hobby. Anyway, yeah, Link's walking a bit like he really needs to use the bathroom, but for our purposes here, it's fine. All right. I think I'm going to call it a stream there because I think I'm pretty much done here. Unless there's any more questions or any other comments or other things that anybody wants to know for the time being. Since 2.91, you basically don't even need Bricker, really. Don't let Chris know that. You can change simulations into meshes with the last update, which automatically you can automatically create and transfer anything into bricks. That's interesting. What camera am I using? I use a Canon SL1. I originally was using a Canon T2i, but back in the day I accidentally did something where I dislodged. I'm pretty sure I dislodged the USB sensor in it, so it became useless for stop motion, so I had to replace it. Yeah, I'm shooting with an SL1, and right now I think that's my Nikkor 28mm. I have a series of Nikon lenses that I primarily use for stop motion. All right, anyway, yeah, this was fun. I'm surprised I haven't tried streaming to YouTube before. I think I'm gonna have to make this a regular thing, especially when I'm working on stuff. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad everyone was able to hang out. I'm glad, and like I said, I love getting to talk shop and I love getting to talk about my process. So yeah, I think this is gonna work out. Good to hear. Actually, I'm starting to learn Blender because I want to make 3D animation and use it in a future bigger project. It won't be a brick film, but stop motion animation where I will make puppets. Great, that's awesome. I really like to hear that. Yeah, and I also want to pursue other stop motion beyond just Lego. I want to do more puppet stuff. I mean, as you can see. So I'm all for venturing out and trying out new forms of stop motion. So good on you. Good thing there's a lot of Blender tutorials on YouTube. Maya Cinema 4D can't say that. That's good to know. And can you see me when I'm down here? Yes, you can. I'm in my little corner of the screen here. Pardon me. There's always Blender has a really strong community. That's the one thing I do know about Blender is that there's a really active and a really big Blender community. What shots did I animate for ERB? Okay, so I animated, let me see if I can get this right. I animated Harry under the stairs when the Millennium Falcon does the flyover of Privet Drive. I did Luke in the Hoth Cave with the Wampa. I did Harry ripping open the Tauntaun remains. I did the fans beating up Jar Jar Binks in front of the movie theater, and I also did the speeder bike chase. Or rather, I did the stop motion parts on the speeder bike chase. Gus handled all the CG trees. It's been great. Thank you very much. Anyway, so yep, that's that. Thank you for coming to the stream. I hope to do more of these because this was a lot of fun. One last thing. What are my quick tips for animating skateboarding? Okay. Here's a. Here's $1 worth of advice. You're gonna have to get comfortable with mutilating some minifig torsos. Unfortunately, at least to do it in the way that I do it. Has my camera shutter ever worn out? Not yet. Luckily, it came out superb. Thank you, J Diddy. Yeah, I can't wait to see what I can do with a more sophisticated rig because surprisingly not that difficult to work with, and I feel like if I can get them really nice and secure on something that can hold him up without him falling off, I think you can do some really amazing things with this. Back to what I was talking about before. So with skateboarding animation, to do it like me, you got to get a little comfortable. I'm gonna move to the other camera. You got to get comfortable with mutilating some minifigure parts. Unfortunately, I have here. Here's a full set of legs, untouched. Here is a torso, or here's a waistband. I've cut the pins that the legs attach to, and then I did one where I cut off the pin on the right leg and one on the left leg. Now, I do this because I need to be able to animate the legs out of socket. In order to get the leg movements like for a kickflip or for a heel or for anything really, because skateboarding you do so many like scissor kicks in the air that just Lego cannot handle on their own. So you have to be okay with sacrificing a couple of minifigure sets of minifig legs, but and yeah, I think for me, with regards to skateboarding, I grew up a skater. I am an ex-skateboarder, and I have a kind of an instinct for what it's supposed to look like and what it's supposed to feel like just like the physics of it, and like what your feet need to do in order to achieve certain tricks, like what your body weight and positioning is. So my recommendation would be to just watch a lot of skate videos and really pay attention to just the physics of it, like how people shift their bodies, like how people like twist, so what they're doing with their arms, what they're doing with their head. Yeah, because there's surprisingly a lot of subtlety in skateboarding, like especially when it comes to the weight and the gravity of the rider. And that's my there's a nickel's worth of advice for you. In a whole short stop motion puppet animation this year, it only took you like 7 months, and I can't add it on YouTube because of the music you used. Damn it. Dan the Fan, I am so glad to hear you say that. I thank you. I appreciate that. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, and I want to keep doing more of those skate videos because they're a lot of fun, and they take me back to an era of my life that I miss dearly, and I had a lot of fun with. So it's been good to get back to skateboarding a little bit. Okay, that is my stream. I am outie. Thank thanks for hanging out, everybody. This was a lot of fun. I hope to do this again real soon. Take care of yourselves and have a good rest of your Tuesday.